Hello, everybody.
Welcome back.
Well,
What?
no, I wasn't saying anything.
Oh. I might adjust the game audio a bit.
Sure thing. I'm gonna take a listen myself.
And I don't know.
I can hear me.
Yeah. Since we're streaming from my computer, I'm hoping everybody can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you as well. Dope.
But yeah.
And I see us live on YouTube and Twitch. We are good to go.
Yay! Alright. What was we doing?
Oh, it's been a little bit. I mean, we've been playing Monster Hunter, just not this Monster Hunter.
Yeah. Alright. I think we were gonna go off and deal with the monster that was threatening some of the felines in the area.
Oh, nice. Yeah, was that the last thing we did? Was we kind of discover this feline village? Oh, wait. I know it's been a while and we forgot, but I think the last thing we did was we looked up how to cheese the Gammoth fight. Do you want me to look that up again? Can we take another whack at that? Or do you want to do this first?
Sure, let's do Gammoth.
Oh, baby. Time for sweet, sweet revenge. Do you need to, let me... Gammoth Royal Monstie Strat.
I'm just gathering random materials while you do that.
Here we go. It says we got some people on. If you can hear us, just confirming that you can hear us, say hi. Okay. I got the guide ready if you want me to read it to you.
Alright, what I'll probably do... Well, go ahead and tell me what it says, and then... Hey, Boom Headshot!
Hi, Boom Headshot!
What I'll do is I'll probably ask for reminders during the fight, because...
Absolutely.
I'm tired.
It's been stressful, which I guess we're gonna tease a little bit. Keep an eye out on our social media. We've got a very important fundraiser that we'll be talking about soon. Hi, gamer girl. Definitely not a bot. I guess I shouldn't assume.
I don't... Well, whoever
But
it
the
is,
internet has
wave
left
back.
me jaded.
Alright, map mode.
If you know what, if you're real, it's nice to have you on the stream. If you're not real, it's still nice to have you on the stream. Bots are, I guess views. I don't know how Twitch counts stuff. Okay, so the number one problem with this fight is blah blah blah. Yeah, we know we are by ourselves. Gammoth, regardless of her different phases, always uses power attacks. This means you're basically invincible as long as you spam double attacks. And spamming double attacks means you will have your kinship gauge fill quickly. The cheesy trick to get through Snow Stomp, that's the thing that I think kept kicking our butts last time, is to ride your Monstie and never use your kinship skill. Whenever Gammoth is going to use Snow Stomp, you can tell because there will be no head-to-head marker showing. So if we don't see the marker, we know it's coming. Simply use an attack while riding your Monstie, and when she uses Snow Stomp, you will simply be knocked off your Monstie, leaving it at 1 HP. From there, the whole cycle of Gammoth repeats, meaning you don't even have to heal your Monstie, who's sitting at 1 HP, and he cannot lose any hearts. You can actually survive the whole fight at 1 HP just by winning head-to-heads, both you and your Monstie. If on the turn following Snow Stomp, your Monstie does not want to use a speed attack, your kinship gauge will be back to 0. Simply switch to another speed Monstie. So, is it a valid cheese strategy to just have all speed Monsties for this particular fight?
You just have to switch once, so...
Okay, as long as we got 2.
Yeah. also haven't had caffeine
Did you at least get some sleep?
a little bit.
That's helpful. It's definitely tough with the stress, but
Yeah, that's the kicker.
it's Hannah and I were talking about it, because she's the same way, where especially because she struggles with anxiety. Last night, totally just its own thing, but she basically didn't go to sleep till like 2 or 3 a.m., which made this morning pretty rough. But like, it's a feedback loop where your body's just like, your body's almost the enemy. It's like, oh, don't sleep, but it's like, no, I need to, but it won't let you.
Yep. Hey, NoobTube. I was up.
Hey, NoobTube. Hey, what?
4 a.m. I think.
Ooh. Oh, everybody's here. Hey, Shanice, Boom Headshot, people say potato. Yeah, gamer girl. You gotta say potato. I guess there's not a link, which is a weird. Normally bots like give us a useless link of some sort.
I never assume a bot until there's spam.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair. I should do the same. Hi, hello, how are you today? Potato to you as well.
So what's this about potatoes?
Boom Headshot just, I think in chat, said people say potato.
I got on the Monstie.
So chat is saying potato.
Oh well.
Say that again?
I got on the Monstie too early. Oh well.
Is what happens if you're on too early?
Well, I'm just making damage.
Ah, gotcha.
So I'm gonna screw up this first round here.
Because you'll be knocked off at this point.
No, guess not. As long as there's 1 HP.
Gotcha. I guess that's what the strategy was saying, was that you'll be fine. We'll just keep doing this. I guess this is maybe a little more relaxing of a fight now. I'm gonna drop this in the Discord because this is awesome. Gamot's been like hounding us for months. It feels good. It feels good to. Okay, so here's the test. It stops. We survive at 1 HP. That's so cool!
And of course, once you use technical, so Thompson?
I dig it. Obviously, this is less maybe fun as like figuring out the way to do it the proper way, but you know what? We're gonna get Gamoth on the team.
Might take a time or two to get more down.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point.
Oh, Thompson's.
I guess we. Thompson, no.
So Thompson didn't. I forgot to make sure Thompson used a speed attack. Seriously, Thompson? There we go.
Nice. feeling good. Feeling good in the hood. Hi, Cheryl. How's it going? Ooh, Cheryl, we've got D&D stories. We played a bunch of D&D since the last time. It's basically January, so we started up our new... Not new. We went back to our campaigns, which has been enjoyable. I guess I'm trying to think of the order to go through. Max's Mad Mythic Mercenaries has picked up again. I guess both campaigns, it's really just we had nice, like, stopping points. Hey, DMM, what's up? We had nice stopping points. So we, oh, do you? DMM, if you play Monster Hunter Stories, Osprey is big into this game.
I haven't been touching it outside of stream recently, but...
Yeah, that's true. But you did mention in the past, maybe not so much anymore, especially with Pokemon Arceus coming out. But I think you mentioned in the past you'd be interested in trying some of the multiplayer stuff out. You just didn't have, like, people to play with.
Well, and I didn't want to grind for the...
Oh yeah, that ticket system.
Yeah. What is it with Thompson right now? Stick with speed, please.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, like, message Tom. Your son is letting us down.
You have no idea what your son has been up to. That was definitely my parents. They mostly said it in jest, but whenever I got in trouble, I was the other one's son.
Were you a troublemaker?
I was. I coasted on a lot of goodwill that my older brother earned. And just family history stuff. Oh, that was fast. Thank you. We're talking about how I burned all the goodwill that Darius earned being a good kid. My older brother and my dad. So my dad, my older brother's my half brother. My dad got divorced. My older brother's mom left the family, and when he was like 2. So my dad basically raised my older brother by himself. There were 2 bachelors living the life for like 5 years, 4 years before my older brother met my mom and introduced her to my dad. And that's a cute story in and of itself. But anyway, so I think because of my older brother's, he's had, and he still does to some extent, he struggles with some abandonment issues with his mom leaving. He is very purposefully a good kid, follows the rules, he aims to please. And I think as my dad's gotten older, he's become a little more sensitive of that and like trying to take some of the pressure off of that. But anyway, so my older brother was definitely the good kid. And so my parents thought that, oh, kids are easy, because like, he'll go do sports, he'll have fun, he'll like make friends with everyone and everything. And like, I'll admit, I'm very privileged and I got a very easy childhood. But part of what made my childhood so fun was I got to trade on all of the goodwill my brother earned, and take advantage of my parents' naive trust in myself not to be sneaky and conniving at every moment. And then I ruined that for my little brother. Oh, DMM, you want to battle Osprey? So this is his account for the stream. Oh, Osprey, you've got a question. Have you played the original Monster Hunter stories?
Yes. I have played it. I don't remember much because it was a while ago. And yeah, like I do remember there being an element system. Boom Hedgehog has a comment for you, Cameron.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say I was a bad kid. My parents would never call me that. They, again, part of me being, like, I guess, I don't know, spoiled or whatever. They say, oh, Cameron was just always clever. He always followed his own rules. When really what they mean is, like, I didn't always do what I was gonna say I was gonna do or follow the rules as I intended. DMM, you need a Glavenus in stories or stories 2? Is Glavenus one of the ones you need a ticket to find and get? That's like the sword T-Rex.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if it both forms of Glavenus or if it's just Hellblade Glavenus that you need.
Yeah.
And if the game's too quiet compared to us, let us know.
Yeah, let us know how the audio is, if anyone needs to be bumped up louder or the balance or anything. I did a quick check at the beginning, but battle music is different than otherwise.
We got it on the ropes.
There was only a fire one in the first game. I forgot my SD card. Oh, nice! You forgot your SD card where? Just like at home or somewhere? DMM? Yeah, I gotta keep reminding myself that this isn't Pokemon. We're not gonna catch this Gammoth. We're hoping that it'll lead us to a den. And I guess if it doesn't, at least we won the fight, and then we'll go do some story stuff.
Yeah, and I can come back and fight it again later once I've beaten it once.
Nice. Oh, DMM, that sucks. Your story card for, or your SD card for your Switch, you lost it? Oh. You just reminded me I need to create a backup. I haven't done that in a long time. Oh, in your closet. Okay, at least you didn't lose it. NoobTube, I think that most kids, not most kids, kids are good kids. I don't know, I'm not a child psychologist, but the idea of a bad kid usually means just a kid who maybe needs help with something. Except for in my case. I didn't need much. I just liked to do my own thing, and I learned at a young age that if I was agreeable and had a smile on my face, people wouldn't get too mad at me for stuff.
See, I grew up with very controlling, not necessarily controlling parents. They were this weird combination of strict but also negligent, which is kind of weird to try to describe.
What sort of things would they be like strict about, and what sort of things would they? I know you told me they like you got left behind at a theme park once? Was that?
No, so
You?
they
No.
threatened. So they said if I didn't get caught up with my map that I was struggling with, I'd have to stay behind in the hotel room while they went to visit me.
Yeah, and that sucks. That's not.
Yeah.
Hey, well, I don't want to cheer that, but I do want to cheer Gamoth getting defeated.
Yeah. Gamoth is down, finally.
Woo!
It did not retreat, so I'll have to do that off screen. Try to get that egg for y'all.
But that's awesome. Does it feel good to put that notch on the belt? Hey, we finally got. Now it's only Gamoth 6, us 1. We're on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I don't know. I hate the fact that that I had to cheese it.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let's go to the feline shelter, get some health back, and then go take on the next threat.
It does feel like it's not a finely tuned fight if it's like such a big difference from like, okay, fight it normally and get our butts kicked, or here's this very specific exploit we can do to beat it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, DMM, you found your SD card. That's awesome. Well, that's good.
But yeah, strict's probably not the right word about my parents. They were conservative Christians. They had certain ideas about how one should be. And they were also very much, you do as we say when we say it, and don't question us sort of attitude. But they also didn't pay a whole lot of attention to us in a ways. But we also couldn't like go out and do much because we didn't really have access to transportation outside of them. The nearest bus stop was multiple miles away. And we couldn't leave the house without their permission, so we couldn't really get out. We spent months on end without seeing anyone outside of the family.
Yeah, that sort of isolation can't be good for you.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. But
DMM does ask, does anyone have advice for the final boss of this game? I don't know who that is, but I can cover my ears for a moment, Osprey, if you want to share some wisdom.
oh, I don't remember.
We don't remember, DMM, but we'll get there eventually.
Yeah, like, I want to be helpful, but I remember at the time I looked up, like, a tip thing online, I think it was, once I saw, okay, this is the enemy, and it won't be a spoiler now, I went, alright,
Yeah.
what's the best way to go about this? I do not want to grind this fight multiple times right now.
Yeah, let's figure out how to handle this thing.
Yeah, because there are days I'm willing to just, like, figure it out, but there are also days where I'm just like, nope, I just want to do the fight without having to know the exact strategy.
Yeah. Cheryl says, my mom is like that, but also spoils my brothers. That's got, I mean, I don't know how old you are, Cheryl, but that's tough if it's like the kids don't get treated equally. It actually happens, I mean, I'd like to think my parents wouldn't be like that, but they also had 3 boys, so there's no real comparison. My aunts and uncles aren't like that, but I know a lot of Iranian families that, like, yeah, the sons are the golden children, and it's like, especially Iranian American families, like, they expect a lot out of the daughters, especially behavior-wise, that, like, the sons can get away with, which is shitty.
Yeah, So, as far as my family is concerned, there were 2 daughters, which was part of the problem in and of itself. But, so there wasn't really that. Oh, okay. I didn't remember the type correct. So I guess it's time for.
What type is it? Speed? I missed the move.
I thought it was speed. It's technical.
I get it though. I get your logic because he zooms around a lot on his like bubbles.
Well, when we fought it the other day in Rise, I was just like, oh my gosh, so much speed.
Yeah, so fast. Yeah, yeah.
Let's get some Ratha.
DMM, are you at the final boss?
Ooh, we're gonna get to see Ratha's kinship skill.
Oh, that'll be awesome. We couldn't see it before because the wings?
Yeah, we couldn't do the kinship skill before because of that, and then Ratha was missing and whatnot. DMM, my biggest recommendation would be to look up guides online, possibly. But Cameron, if you're paying attention, I will use them.
I am. Yeah.
Sky high dive. Now I'm remembering
Big
that.
roar.
Definitely.
That's kind of oh, that's pretty sweet.
You know what that reminds me of?
What?
A peregrine falcon. Doing it.
Yeah.
Dive thing.
I could see that. A peregrine falcon inspired monster would be awesome. That'd be really neat. We need more bird monsties. We got a couple cool ones. I mean, there's a lot of avian ones, but like really bird we don't have. I'd say maybe like 4 or 5.
Like,
Oh hey!
I'm not. Darn it. If he sticks around, I'm not gonna be able to deal with. I'm not gonna be able to farm the damage.
Oh no! Well, unless could he be like suited for Gammoth better?
We have to use that cheese thing.
Oh, we can't do that if we have a partner.
No, because the partner will get wrecked.
That's annoying. And what do you mean they beat Mitsune?
I know, right?
Osprey did all the heavy lifting.
Hunter's taking all the again. It's really weird playing both games and being like, ugh, those hunters, and then like playing a hunter.
お見事。おう？
いや、必要ない。狩るためじゃないからな。
さすが。
茶化すな。
お前ら、なんでここに？またレウスを奪いに来たんだろう。しつこい奴らだな。そうじゃない。ここは私の。
Since it's been a while, I forgot how Naviru sounds.
Naviro's an asshole.
なんと
Yep.
ビッグでグレートだ。さっきの技見事だったぜ。
I like you, Orgo. You're a cool cat.
オルゴ？
久しぶり
Wait,
だ
they
な
know. Oh,
月の。
of course they know each other.
え？兄貴たち知り合いなのか？
ところでどういう風の吹き回しだ？
勘よ。少し嫌な予感がしたから近くまで来たの。来てみたら村がなくなってた。まさか あなたたちに会
Kind
う
of
なんて
bothers
ね
me Naviro's the only one
相
without
棒
like
や
actual
月のと
clothes.
再会できるなんて嬉しいぜ。
Yeah, it gives the implication that he's choosing nudity, doesn't it?
ただの腐れ縁かもしれないけど
But I guess again, if they're cats, like
そういう
we see felines all the time that don't have clothes.
これからのことも
They
相
usually
談
have
し
at
たい
least
しな。
some
家に
accessory.
来てくれよ。
これからのこと何それ
これだけビッグでグレ
He's
ートな熱が
what do you
下
call
が
him?
ったんだ。
Naturalist,
モン
nudist.
スターが暴れてたって追い払えるだろうからな。
兄貴協力って私たちが
Reject modernity, become cat.
But great, now we're having a bunch of people being childish.
Yeah. Remember, everyone, communication is the key.
Well, and
Okay. Do we have a buddy or no? Because he's
No.
not accompanying us.
right, he
That's
hasn't,
nice.
he hasn't gotten over himself yet,
Gotcha.
and my writer hasn't gotten over the whole. Hey,
You
tried
kidnapped
to
my
take-
buddy.
Yeah, you kidnapped my friends.
Which, to be fair, is a significant hurdle to overcome.
Yeah, that part's not the childish part. It's Kyle's kind of I'm too good for this
Mm-hmm.
attitude. And I'm just like, did you not just get humbled?
Yeah, you were clearly in the wrong. And like, yeah, fair enough, you didn't know that going in, but now you know.
Hasn't finished doing the internal soul searching.
Yeah. Does take some time sometimes.
Yeah. And I also have to remember, it's a kid. It's a kid.
Yeah,
whose
children.
dad is probably trying to recover from massive injuries from a Rathalos. Who knows if there's a mom in the picture?
Yeah.
And grew up in an environment that told him, you gotta be tough.
Yeah.
And like, fight monsters 5 times your size.
Regular Hermitar? Yeah.
Yeah. Actually. I'm gonna see if there's any dens out.
Yeah.
Yeah, boom headshot.
That's good. That's good, boom headshot. Cal needs to down an energy drink and punch through his emotional barriers. Well said.
Let's see.
I forgot we can fly. It's pretty cool.
It is.
Ooh, there's a regular den?
Yeah, I'm mostly looking for golden dens at the moment.
Yeah. It is nice that there's like a fast way to search for them now.
Yep. Also, check this out. If you're flying,
Ooh.
you don't trigger fights.
At all. Oh. Interesting.
Alright, let's see if there's anything. Ooh, chest.
Nice. So the areas are actually way more like open worldy than I thought. The things that might have been like walled off from us in the past areas are not actually walled off because we can fly.
There's still a fair amount of linearity to some of it.
Gotcha.
I know that's not a word, but
No, it's not?
linearity?
I assumed it was.
I don't think it is. I could be wrong. If somebody knows better, let me know. But yeah, I'm not seeing any shiny dens, so...
らのおかげで助かった。本当にありがとな。なんだか妙な雰囲気だな。知り合いなんだろう。
Oh.
なあ兄貴、さっきのモンスターを放っておくことはできないけど、俺たちが協力するっていうのはちょっと。
知り合いじゃないのか。
関わりはあるけど、それほど簡単じゃないの。協力した方がいいと思う。
Says one of the kidnappees.
Yeah.
その心はアイルーや人々
Well,
の
big
力
of her
にな
to
りた
kind
い。
of move past it, I guess.
I mean, she's also the oldest in the group and the only adult.
Oh, you're right. I forgot. She's like 60 or something.
Yeah.
そうすればあなたたちの目的にも近づけるってことね。そう。ハンターはモンスターを追う方法を熟知している。ライダーは行動範囲が広い。お互いの利点を生かせばモンスターを探し出せるはずよ。なるほど。一理あるわ。
ライダーと手を組むなんて。お前だって見ただろ。こいつらのレウスは
Oh,
妙
he
な
still hasn't
力を持
gotten
っているん
over
だぞ。
that part.
確かに。
At least 60,
それが破滅
because
の力かどうかは今となってはわからない。
破滅
I
の
think
力っ
it
ての
was, I think she was around 60
妙
years
な
ago
光を浴び
when
たモンスターが
the
When our
protagonist,
grandfather was young.
yeah,
村の一つを
because she
消すくらい
mistook
わけない力だ。
our character for
レウスは破滅の
grandfather,
力なんて持って
even
な
though
い
he's
ぞ。
been
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah, so Guns Pony, she is a Wyverian, which this world, the world of Monster Hunter, has multiple races, and Wyverians are kind of like an elf analog. They're long-lived, they know like mystical arts, and are in tune with the natural world, and really good craftsmen, and beautiful, and all that stuff. So think of her as like an elf. She looks young, but she's like older.
アイルーの喧嘩じゃないんだぞ、兄貴。
I've kind of had enough of that joke, to be honest.
そうだってね。
Yeah, oh, you know what? I just noticed, I'm sure it's intentional design, but the markings on his biceps look like fish bones. That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
カイル、
Um,
力を貸してくれ。
is it you've gotten tired of just like the elf equivalent, like these better people's trope, or you've gotten tired of the Japanese thing where they make like
行きます。
young a character that's designed like a young girl actually like older?
もしも
The older
お前の
thing.
レウスがまた妙な力を出したら、その時は俺が仕留める。
Yeah, it's I'm sure it's innocent in this case, but I've watched enough anime that I can see that it goes into a direction I'm uncomfortable with pretty often, and so I associate the, oh, she's not 13, she's actually 100 with general, like, I don't know, a little skeeviness, I guess
So-
I'd say.
Now we do have a buddy.
Oh, dang it. Alright,
Um,
that's fine.
So, you're probably gonna like this next hunt, by the way.
Yeah, I'm down to just, I guess we'll just keep going till he fucks off again and does
Yep.
his own thing.
Also, part of what I don't like about the whole trope is the older I get, the more I see people making fun of people for looking old and aging. And I'm kind of tired of the essentially obsession with looking youthful.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I don't remember what type this monster is. I want to say speed. Guess what monster?
モンスターはこの辺りに。
Oh, is it
それ
Lagiacrus?
じゃあみんなで手分けして探し出そう。
お前らは引っ込んでろ。モンスターを狩るのはハンターの役目だ。
なんだ
Oh, Naviro.
わかるぞ。 腹が減ったらイライラするもんだ。
あんたね。
だよな。
兄貴。
I can relate. Oh my god, the guy Chris wants a donut. Yes! This is my favorite monster!
That's why I said you would appreciate it.
Woo!
Zap,
What
zap.
the crap?
Zappy.
Oh, what the crap?
兄貴。
Is this,
俺にも色々あってさ。
is that something related to the first game? Or is that just like
So spoilers.
random supersonic?
Spoilers for the first game, if anybody doesn't. Nabiro is experiment. Nabiro and some other felines were experimenting on.
Is that why? Is that, like you said before, that they explain why his head is big? Is that part of it?
If I recall correctly. Oh,
Oh.
I forgot power type. Oh no. I'm glad my mom. Still.
Okay. How much of the experimentation storyline do you remember? Do you want me to just look it up and while you're battling, and I can share it with the audience?
Look it up because I don't remember anything from the first game.
All right, DMM, if you're there, explain Nabiru. Alright. On the wiki, Nabiru is cheery and funny feline that loves to eat well-done steaks and donuts. He can usually be scared by things like Devilja and Arkuga, blah blah, that's personality stuff. Yeah, Rathaloro, so we're not just dealing with any ordinary feline, it's the legendary super feline. It's revealed that, okay, not much is originally known about Nabiru's past due to his amnesia. He awoke on the shores of Kawatni Village, a village of feline, where he was taken care of by the resident feline and their caretaker, Chief Mallory. He soon befriended and became particularly close to a female feline named Pansy. However, due to the trouble he was bringing to her and the village, he decided to leave on a journey. His travels would eventually bring him to Hakko Village, where he meets the player character. I'm kind of clicking on stuff as I'm going through. Hakam is the location of the first stories. And the first stories was like a 3DS game, and now it's a Steam game.
I don't. Did they have? I know they ported it to mobile.
Oh, that's okay. 3DS and Android. Okay. It's revealed that Nabiru used to be a normal feline until he, along with many others, were kidnapped by the mad scientist Dr. Manelger, who experimented on him. The constant modifications led to his current appearance and the ability to transform into a feline that can use the thunder element. It was there he befriended the Numbers. Felines modified like him and became part of their group as number 5. Initially, with the Numbers' help, he was planning to escape with them and other imprisoned felines, but the trauma of the events made him the only one to escape towards his members. Oh, that's actually very tragic. He has Zynoger genes. Interesting. That's kind of neat. I think I'm gonna, while you're battling, I'm just gonna look up the Monster Hunter Stories 1 story. I like Pansy's design.
I don't remember if I don't remember what bands it looked like, but I do remember you getting to actually help out the members.
That's cool.
Yeah, that
Dr.
is-
Manelger looks deranged. Yeah,
have
that
to
sign
be
is
to
good
do
too.
that kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Naviro's the only one that can kind of retain regular-ish feline form. The others are permanently like kind of transformed. Those designs look pretty sweet though for the numbers. Beats from Rathalos genes, Cryo from Zamtrios, Fifi from Legambi and Flashbug genes, Specs from Ketchawacha genes, and Floof from the Serios genes. And then eventually they are joined by a normal Melinx named Nuts.
I'm trying to remember what those. I think it's about
Awesome. Oh, Hannah just got the Wordle of the day.
Yeah, it took me all 6 tries.
Yeah, it was a for me. I got, I think, a little lucky on the last one. I got some of the vowel positions, so I could figure out. I was worried I wasn't gonna get it, but I was able to eliminate it towards the end. It was definitely a tough one.
Yeah, I got. Oh, Kyle's there.
Kyle, quick kill stealing!
承知です
雷は発散すべて
So dramatic. Hi, hello, how are you today? Asks, what's Wordle?
Wordle, you can Google it and it'll take you to the website. The website isn't wordle.com, it's got a different address. But it's basically just a short little word puzzle that they do a new 5-letter word every day. You get 6 guesses to guess the word, and every time you guess, it'll tell you on the letters you picked whether they are in the word or whether they're not in the word. They'll be blacked out if that's the case. Whether they are somewhere in the word, just not in the place you guessed them, and they'll be yellow, or they are in the word and in the right spot, which they'll be green. It's fun. You can only do 1 word puzzle a day. I actually really like it as a concept. Everyone gets the same word, so I'm not going to spoil what the answer was today. But that way, like, it's a little social thing. You can like talk to your friends afterwards and see how they guessed it or what they tried and didn't get it, things like that. And it's not, there's no advertisements on the website. They're not trying to like do any clicks or anything. You just do it once and then you're done, and you can share your results.
I sent it in
It's
the
nice.
chat.
Oh, nice. DMM, we were talking about the original Monster Hunter stories. So I'm going to read through because I don't know the plot. So the spoilers for anyone who wants to play it but hasn't yet. Like Osprey said, the game is available on 3DS and on mobile devices. Alright, here I go. The game starts with the main character and their friends, Cheval and Lilia, looking for a monster egg. They find a nest with one, and it hatches into a Rathalos that bonds with the main character almost immediately. They nickname the creature Ratha, but this is not Guardian Ratha. This is
Right.
just every Ratha they nickname Ratha in these games for some
Yeah.
reason. However, upon returning to Hakam Village, it is attacked by a rampaging Nargacuga. It is attacked by a rampaging Nargacuga. The villages or Ratha is?
The villages and Ratha gets hurt in the fight. And
Gotcha.
you think Ratha is gone because Ratha
Gotcha.
falls off of the cliff.
Nargacuga possessed by a sickness called the Black Blight. Ratha tries to defend the village, but is seemingly killed. Yep. Cheval's mother, Lau, also dies in the attack, driving him to despair. Cheval is one of your friends. A year later, the village has recovered, but the threat of the Black Blight still remains. The main character takes the right of kinship and is gifted by the village chief with a piece of kinship ore, a crystal with the power to tame wild monsters almost instantaneously. That's what we've got in our hand here. They then take the title of Rider, which is unique in the village. They also meet a strange-looking stray feline who names himself Naviru and demands to accompany them. Traveling outside the village to tame monsters, they soon come across the Black Blight, which they're able to purify using their kinship ore to resonate with a larger, natural form of the mineral. Lilla decides to join the Royal Scriveners, a group studying the Black Blight. Lilia, is that the blonde girl? Or no, that's different. It is, okay,
Lilia is... That's why Naviro was acting so offended at her reaction to the whole Ratha mess.
Was the village that our Ratha blew up the windmill in, that was not the same village. That wasn't Hakam Village, was it?
No.
No, okay. Lilia was a friend of the first main character, but she wasn't a native to Hakam.
She was. She didn't decide to become a writer because she didn't feel like that was really her thing. She couldn't figure out what she wanted to do. She met someone from outside the village, and then and learned about Scriveners and went, ooh, I'm gonna do that, because writers usually weren't allowed to visit the village, and she wanted to see more.
Gotcha. Okay.
And she was always much more about having an encyclopedic knowledge of monsters rather than...
Gotcha. She joins the Scriveners while Cheval tames a Rathian and becomes bent on slaying blighted monsters to get his revenge. Meanwhile, the main character, and we have not met Cheval yet, the main character continues to purify the blight. Eventually they encounter Dr. Minelger, an evil mad scientist who is attempting to create artificial kinship ore and bend monsters to his will. The main character reunites with Ratha, who is revealed to have survived the attack, and flies to Minelger's laboratory, rescuing many kidnapped felines, slaves, as well as the numbers. Feline test subjects, of which Naviru is a former member. Got it. To stop the Black Blight, the main character decides to look for the egg of the legendary White Dragon, Versa Pietru. Oh, that's interesting. That is a monster I've never seen before. So they had a unique monster for that game.
Yeah.
That was once tamed by the very first writer, who is called Redan. They find the egg, but it is stolen by Minelger. Minelger gives the egg to Cheval, who is wielding the artificial... Okay, I'll ask questions at the end. Who is wielding the artificial ore, and the creature hatches and immediately grows to enormous size. However, after Cheval loses control of the creature, it is infected by blight, turning into Makili Pietru. So, like, two different forms. Cheval finally realizes his foolishness, while the player rushes to defeat Makili Pietru before it can infect the entire world. However, Ratha's blight, given to him by a scar left by the Nargacuga, suddenly manifests, and the player must defeat Ratha first. After Ratha comes to his senses, then you get to face off against Makili Pietru. After a long battle, the player and Ratha use sky-high dive, which we got to see. I'm assuming the animation was the same kind of between the games.
More or less, I think.
To try and finish off Makili Pietru. During this time, Ratha is engulfed in bright white light and defeats Makili Pietru, showing Ratha was really the White Dragon all along. That is the summary on Wikipedia.
At one point during this whole thing, you remember Roberto?
Yes.
He actually meets the main character in the first game, and they have this huge part about the difference between riders and hunters, and you actually kind of there's a lot going on.
Yeah, obviously, like, that's the high-level summary. And there's the blonde girl from that village with the windmill.
Yeah.
She did. I'm sure she has her part to play in the story. I guess my question, my big question is, what Cheval was trying to destroy. He was on a quest of revenge to destroy blighted monsters to get revenge for his dead mother. Sad, tragic, but understandable. What is it explained in story when he changes his mind to be willing to work with the doctor who is creating more blighted monsters?
So the doctor isn't specifically creating more blighted monsters. At least not that I recall.
Okay.
The doctor is, quote, trying to stop it. And he's
just trying to, like, I guess, get them under control.
Yeah. Or, again, memory's a little...
It's been a while, yeah.
Nice.
Hey. So, DMM, maybe you remember better if you played more recently. Was I misunderstanding part of the story? But awesome.
Yeah. We took out, we can potentially replace, if Laggy's, a power Monstie, we might be able to replace Anjanap.
That'd be cool, but I expect Laggy to be technical with its lightning ability.
Well,
I guess
power primarily.
That's true. It's weird. Someone earlier was saying, maybe it was Ratha LaRosa was saying, like, it feels like there's not a. It's really just the, like, tendency that splits monsters up. There's not a whole lot differentiating the different types. Three different types.
怪我の手当てをしないといいかな。それじゃあ俺たちは先に帰ってるからな。
Good to hear, DMM.
私たちのことを無理に理解してくれとは思わない。でもあなたもハンターなら知っておくべきことがある。
At least there's an adult
み
in
んな
this
が思っ
group.
ている以上に世界の状況は深刻。大穴にはモンスターが関係しているかもしれないの。
何？
信じられないならそれでもいい。
How cold is it over in Ohio, by the
ハン
way?
ターのことしか知らない。
It was 18 degrees Fahrenheit this morning, so I chose not to run in the morning, and it was 31 degrees when I did run.
Oh wow.
So it's cold. It's pretty cold.
モンスターはライダーに力を貸してくれ
so-
ているだけ。
Hannah ran with me, and we took Ollie. Ollie loved it.
あなたと月野にも絆があるよ
He's at maximum floof levels. He doesn't give a crap.
Nice.
ライダーとモンスターは互いに足りないものを補い合って過酷な環境
Yeah,
の
I'm
中で共
still
存し
I'm
てき
still
た。
contemplating the idea of going for the German
この異常
translator
事態で被害を受けているのは人間だけではない。
Kent State
モンスターも被害を
once I
被る
get some community college under me.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be sweet. So let me, while you're doing that, let me look up. I don't remember where Kent, Ohio is compared to Cincinnati.
It's near Akron.
Oh, okay. So you'd be like 4.5 hours away.
Yeah.
Well, that'd still be kind of cool. If you end up in Akron, like that's like a weekend trip every now and then to like see each other in person. That'd be pretty neat.
Yeah. Also, Cheryl's having questions about D&D.
Oh, hey Cheryl, what's up? At some point you were sharing D&D. Yeah, we got sidetracked and we were talking about other stuff, and there was a cutscene. Okay, D&D stuff. So let's see. We had the new year. I'm trying to think. Did we talk about the masquerade before?
Yes.
Okay. I gotta send out the thing because we might be doing that other one this Saturday.
Ooh.
If people are still free. The House of Lament. What we have played, let's see, last weekend, 2 weekends ago, we ran Max's Mad Mercenaries again. Oh, Gold Dead.
Yeah. I'm checking something real quick.
Sure thing. Max's Mad Mercenaries is back. We're in Chapter 4 of Waterdeep Dragon Heist. Again, it's the Alexandrian remix, so right now the party is going and looking for clues to go on heists for the Eyes of the Stone of Galore. It was a pretty tame, like pretty just getting plans out and talking to people type session. No, I take that back. I totally forgot. They all murdered some people in Waterdeep because you're in a city with like civilized rules. Like you can't just like go around killing even bad dudes because like that's not okay, obviously. And they weren't subtle. They got into a fight with some Dwergar. Osprey knows all about that. But these Dwergar weren't like killing anyone or anything. They just kind of picked a drunken fight. There was a really cool scene where they accidentally caused a grain explosion, like one of those flower explosions, dust explosions, which killed some people. So the most of the session was spent running from the police. They got away. We'll see what happens next. I don't want to say too much more because that episode, it'll go up, but it'll be a little while because I think this Sunday is the Chapter 2 recap episode that I made. 2 Sundays after that is Chapter 3, and then we're Chapter 3 recap, and then we'll do the Chapter 4 sessions. I've got it all scheduled out. That was Waterdeep. Yeah, DMM, I think you mentioned that. So DMM, if you're interested this Saturday, if you go, because you're on our Discord, if you go check out the Discord events tab, you'll see something called House of Lament. You can sign up for it, and I can help you with your character sheet. If I'm not available, I'm sure there's plenty of people. There's a bunch of us that play D&D. If you're okay to play using Roll20, which will help you get you set up with. I like to think Osprey can speak to this better than I can because you've been in a couple different sessions with me. I'd like to think I'm pretty new player friendly. Mm-hmm. So yeah, if you've got the interest, then we're down. The Ravenloft stuff is kind of designed to be that way for new players to play. Just the only real rule is just don't be a jerk to the other players.
One thing I will say is D&D Beyond is invaluable for if you're inexperienced with building characters.
Yes.
They specifically have like tooltip options that they recommend for if you're new that will explain various parts.
Yeah.
Do you have knowledge sharing on or
in Ravenloft? Yeah.
Okay. So you do have the sharing on so that not restricted to the basic rules.
Yeah, exactly. So DMM, there's links that I can point you to in the Discord to get you all set up, and if you have any questions, just ask them in the Ravenloft thread, and we'll get you sorted. But we've tried to make it as easy and accessible as possible. Okay, that blue and red one was probably what, Great Jaggy. Pink one, Mitsune, maybe? This one,
Oh my god.
Tyrex. Oh wait, no, it's a trick, right? I always think that pink one's Mitsune, but it's really purple Ludroth, right?
Yep. Also, yes, because you can find other
So DMM, just go to the Ravenloft Mist Hunters thread, and I've got a bunch of pinned messages that have links to the campaign and stuff. I'll send you all the specific stuff, and then if there's a good time to get together and just talk you through any questions you have, let me know. Maybe tomorrow after work, my time, while Nate's doing Dark Souls. But yeah, so we did Waterdeep. We had that session, Cheryl. What about the next thing we played was Rime of the Frost Maiden. We started that one back up. That was also kind of similar, right? Osprey was kind of coming back from a break, traveling a little bit, talking to people.
Vire got to brag about his adventures in a tavern after,
Oh, the pub crawl, yeah!
Yeah, so there were apparently 5 pubs in this one town. And so we were looking for information, and we went to all 5 of them in one night. We got joined by a new, Oh, nice! I bet entering the Feywild was interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, the Atomic Fox who's been on stream, they have a new character, Corman. They resolved their, what do you call it? I don't want to say crusade's not the right word, spiritual quest? Holy quest?
I don't remember if we specifically specified what Corman was out there doing.
Their motivation. They're taking care of the dwarf. I love how far he gets through. I didn't notice that. Kyle just goes flying from that run. Oh god. It's such a minor thing, but that shit is so funny to me.
But yeah, so Corman got basically retired from Adventure League, and brought in a new character who's very searchable.
Yes, Winifred is not like the polar opposite of Corman, but just giving the Atomic Fox an opportunity to play a very different character, which I think they're having fun with. Ooh, okay, we can talk about this. Yeah, let's DMM if you want to. You know what? Let me. If you want to do this on stream, fuck it. We can do this on stream. DMM, what I like to when I do character creation, I don't necessarily think about like, oh, what class is the best or what subclass is the best. Do you have an idea for what type of person you want to play? Like, do you want to be like a smart, tricky person? Do you want to be like a kind of straightforward, hit stuff with my weapon person? Do you want to be someone who like solves problems non-violently? We can give some inspiration, I guess. Osprey, do you want to describe kind of some of your different characters and what inspired you to create them that way? What ideas you wanted to explore?
So, kind of how I do it is I kind of look at personality and mechanics about the same time. But like, Fire, I decided I wanted to play a Divine Soul Sorcerer, which is basically a sorcerer whose bloodline and source of magic comes from kind of a divine heritage. But I also have wanted to play Azamar for ages. And then I was like, wait, how obvious is it that someone's an Azamar? And then I kind of stumbled across the idea of, oh, this Azamar doesn't know that he's an Azamar. He just blames all of the Azamar stuff on the fact that he's a fine soul sorcerer. As far as simple, I'd say fighters are pretty simple.
Yeah, fighters are simple. If you struggle with like analysis paralysis, where you see a bunch of options and you kind of freeze up, Barbarian makes to me, I call it the most beginner friendly class, because you make the least number of decisions when you're creating a barbarian character.
I feel like champion fighter would be.
They still pick like battle styles and stuff.
That's true.
Barbarians like don't even do that. All they really do is pick their like primal path, and then like the decisions are mostly done at that point.
Yeah, I haven't actually played a barbarian because not a huge fan of berserker stuff. But basically I thought I remember Rage being good to deal with.
Yeah, I've had a lot of fun. I play a half-orc barbarian named Agshod in Adventures League. I don't play him too often, but whenever we go to conventions, I get to bring him and we play him. We played him last at PAX Unplugged, and I really had a lot of fun with Agshod because mechanically he's super simple, but my character choice is that he actively doesn't want to rage. He was raised by pacifist parents, and they have worked on him they worked with him to control his rage. So he does a lot of things to avoid fighting and avoid raging. But then I get to find little story moments in the game to have an excuse to rage. Like the last time we were playing an adventure, we were in the Feywild, and this I forget what it was, a weird gem golem, some crazy fey creature, tasked us with rounding up all her cockatrices. And Agshod's parents, he's a half-orc, but he was adopted by halflings. He grew up on a halfling farm. And he had really bad run-ins with the chickens on the farm. So he's doing his best to like work, but then one of the cockatrices came after him, and that's when I was able to like trigger his rage and have like a good story reason to do it, which I liked.
That's cool.
And yeah, Adventures League is its own thing. Don't worry too much about those rules, especially for what I'm running in Ravenloft. But yeah, all the pinned messages are information for you, DMM, and I'm sure that's an overwhelming amount of information. So if you ask specific questions, we're more than happy to help you out. Not just me, but everyone on the server. I like to think that we've got a pretty good Discord community of helpful people.
Yeah, I've been able to get questions answered and whatnot. I think it was Tom is usually pretty much like, oh, I happen to know this rule off the top of my head.
Yeah, Tom and Nate are quote-unquote good about that. I will say when I DM Nate sometimes, and I've talked to him about it, I've mentioned, like, I don't need you to explain the rules. I will explain the rules to a new player, because he likes to interject pretty often when I'm trying to like give a simplified, especially with D&D Beyond, like, because it does so much of the math for you. I don't feel the need to go through like, oh, here's how you like do the math to get your modifier on an attack. But Nate feels like, oh, that's like important fundamentals. And I'm like, I don't give a shit about that. The computer does the math for me.
Well, the computer also shows you the breakdown.
Yeah, exactly.
So
You can hover over.
If you do decide to learn that, it's definitely worth, like, there is a certain amount of value in knowing, understanding the underlying math, so when you're building your character.
Yes. You're not like picking suboptimal choices on accident. When you do it, you're doing it as like a purposeful choice. Which is a lot of fun sometimes to build your character, not necessarily to be like the min-maxiest thing in the world, but just
yeah, that's
kind of do a certain thing you like to do.
That's not going to be my Arcane Archer. That's for sure. So I was looking at Arcane Archer, and Arcane Archer is mechanically frustrating. But I already prepped my character to go down that path, so now I'm like, well, shit.
In for a penny, in for a pound.
Yeah, well, so, mild rant here.
Yeah.
Arcane Archer does not... So, you have to have good... Because you're a fighter, you want good con. Because you're an archer, you need good dex. But also for Arcane Archer, you need to have good intelligence, because your archery, your special bow skills that come from Arcane Archer use intelligence as their modifier. Which is a lot of things you need to, and if you didn't go into the class with that in mind, you're already going to start off kind of behind. You get 2 of the special arrow uses per rest, short or long, but that number never goes up. Ever. Ever, ever. Like, it stays at 2 from level 3 all the way to level 20.
Yeah. I haven't looked at that build too closely, but I think I know what I think I understand what you're saying.
1 second.
Sure thing. While he's gone, Cheryl, no, I do not play a Totem Barbarian. I play Exhaust Barbarian. I picked the simplest one. I went path of the Berserker to get the extra attacks and stuff, and I swing with a great axe, and like, it's a very like stereotypical half-orc Berserker Barbarian. I found, Cheryl, that for me, like, Path of the Totem is very strong, but since I'm playing Akshad in Adventurers League, he gets a unique advantage in that in Adventurers League, you generally get a long rest between each session most of the time. So the exhaustion penalty you get after you frenzy that penalty is way lighter in Adventurer League than it is in like if you're playing a home game or a hardcover. So because I'm just playing him at conventions, like I can run a 4-hour adventure, the last combat of the adventure, and usually there's only one combat in 4 hours. I frenzy, and I can reckless attack, and I can put up big numbers of damage, and then afterwards I long rest. So
yeah, so they do. Arcane Archers do get a feature at, I think it's level 17 or level 18, where basically if you start a fight and you don't have any arcane bow uses left, you do get one, but it feels like if the idea is I'm an archer that can do really cool stuff with my bow with some of the fighter perks, it doesn't fulfill that very well in my mind.
yeah, Arcane Archer is a fighter subclass?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like, I can send you the link to the information if you want to check it out. because that's
Sure.
what
I guess I'll just take a look at your character sheet.
well, because
If you're level 1, you don't have the thing.
yeah.
Gotcha.
But I built him with that class in mind, and then with that subclass in mind, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh hey, I was looking at that a little deeper, and I was like, well, I'm not trying to min-max, so it might be cooler in practice. So we'll see. I have a few days later I started seeing the debates on the D&D subreddit about how good or bad the Arcane Archer is. Some people are like, it's terrible, it's awful, why would you do this to the players? And
That's funny.
other people were like, it doesn't get enough credit, and some people are like, mechanically it's fine, flavor-wise, it doesn't fulfill the fantasy that people choosing it would usually be going for.
Yeah, I feel like it's D&D, it's fandoms anywhere. It's like when you say don't listen to Pokemon fans. I think people are overly, oh my god, that is a huge Tigrex compared to us. Maybe it's not that much, maybe it's no bigger than normal, maybe that angle just made it seem bigger. People get really, really dramatic about how broken or unbroken or underpowered things are, and I've found for D&D, things are generally more balanced than the internet would have people believe. But I haven't seen the Arcane Archer, so I'll be curious to see you in action.
Yeah, and again, it's one of those things where on paper it looks really... it doesn't look great, but it might be better in practice.
Yeah. Hey Ninja Bill, what's up? Ninja Bill, it's been a minute. I know the holidays and stuff have been crazy, but good to see you, dude. I don't know if you have met Osprey before. He is, I'd say, relatively new to the channel, but he's been with us for a little while now. We're doing some Monster Hunter stories too.
Yeah. And talking about
D-Levy, you're confused about the guide for building a character? The link I sent? Yeah, feel free to ask questions in the chat.
But yeah, there are some things that look terrible on paper, but in practice aren't actually terrible.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, Pookie is still one of the Monsties I find the most fun.
Yeah. Pookie's grossly adorable. Hey, Timara. We're sorry if I'm butchering your name, Timira. We're playing Monster Hunter Stories too. Ninja Bill, yeah, things have been good. Ollie is he's doing well. I hope things have been good on your end. It's cold where I'm at, but I know I think whatever we're. Yeah, exactly, Ninja Bill. Boom Headshot says people don't know what they want. Everyone freaked out about Rangers forever, and they were fine. Yeah, I know it's like a joke that Rangers are like criminally underpowered, but I guess that's like if everyone in your party is like min-maxing for like pure DPS and trying to do the best DPS subclass, I'm sure that Rangers can't hit the highest highs of other parties. People have done the math. But for like your average home game, like Ian seems fine. He plays a Ranger and he seems to be having fun with it. You know, it feels like it's one of those things.
Yeah, I have some minor thoughts on Rangers. I feel like part of what happened is Rangers were built very much for the wilderness exploration. and then the fact that a lot of campaigns kind of end up hand-waving that section makes it harder for the ranger to shine in the area that they're meant to shine.
Yeah, it's definitely supposed to be one of the pillars of the 5th edition experience. Combat, social, exploration. Oh, that's awesome. I don't want to mispronounce your name if I can avoid it. So feel free to somehow correct me. Yeah, DMM, exactly. Rangers are something you want to use to scout. Like Osprey was saying, it's D&D 5th edition especially is built around 3 pillars. Like the experiences, social encounters, combat encounters, and exploration encounters. And like Osprey said, I think there's a tendency for people's home campaigns to kind of stick to just the stuff they like, and I think people tend to focus on combat. Not always, but there's some tendency to do that. Whereas I'm the opposite. I think I tend to focus on social encounters if I can. But as a result, I think the thing that Rangers are supposed to be the best at sometimes gets downplayed a little. Actually, I'd say that like our Rime of the Frostmaiden campaign has been an opportunity for a ranger to shine because there is a lot of exploration and wilderness travel and stuff in that campaign.
Yeah, you can have exploration without wilderness, which is where the ranger really thrives.
Yeah.
Like, you can explore like ancient labyrinths and stuff, and that's not gonna have the ranger shine nearly the way they... Yeah, it just... And I feel like a lot of people went to ranger looking for fightery archer, or archery fighter, basically.
Yeah, whereas you can build an archer fighter already. Yeah. It's interesting. I do like rangers. Boom Headshot Ranger and Waterdeep. Yeah, so Fen Merrick, Ian's character from our Waterdeep campaign, is a ranger. It's funny because the Waterdeep campaign has morphed a bit. Yeah. So Timira, if you're a Monster Hunter fan, so we play Stories 2 every Monday basically, and then we do like Rise and other Monster Hunter games throughout the week. If you're looking to hunt with people or play anything with people, we're always down to play with people. But yeah, like the ranger in Waterdeep, like that campaign started out and I was not the DM, and then I took over because Max, our original DM, had to kind of bow out with time commitments and stuff. So it was interesting. I think had I started that campaign from the beginning, I think I would have given Ian, he was a new player, I would have given him a bit more heads up about like, here's what type of campaign it's going to be. To have him, I know at the beginning he was a little annoyed that he didn't like there was a mismatch between what he thought the campaign was going to be and what it ended up being.
So somehow I ended up with another Tigrex egg. This feels like, oops, all Tigrex.
Yeah. Yeah, Ninja Bill, thanks for the recommendation. And it's not just for Monster Hunter. Our Discord, we play like DMM. We play D&D on it. I talk about Transformers a lot on it. It's got all sorts of stuff.
I talk about Pokemon a fair amount, I think.
Yeah, and not just you. There's there's a good. I think we've got a pretty diverse group of white people. With diverse interests.
Yeah, I'm not immediately sure how to fix it because that involves actually knowing people.
Yeah. We'll yeah, Ninja Bill and I. So Ninja Bill, he's in the comments. Ninja Bill also does Transformers reviews, and I think I first met him by I still watch your videos by watching some of your videos. Yeah, DMM, if you're, I know, like, Osprey, plays Sword and Shield, and he's been getting into the competitive scene. Atomic Fox has been getting into it a little bit. Power Helm and Bardock are super into it. So, yeah, we got all sorts of stuff going on.
I'm gonna do one more pass to see if I can find a den with a Lagia Cruz egg. If not, I'm gonna move on with the story and then see about.
I was actually gonna say if we don't find a new den, we might call. Because it's 8:30 at this point. Today's stream will be a little shorter because we started a little late because of my schedule.
Yeah.
DMM, nothing wrong with trading. I know everyone's always looking for something. Do you have Brilliant Diamond? Because we've been playing Brilliant Diamond. Osprey's been playing that, and I know we've got like Kadabra that we could evolve, stuff like that with trading. Oh, Ninja Bill, did you end up playing the Mass Effect remakes? I still haven't checked those out. I think I probably missed a couple messages in chat.
Just means we're so busy that you're starting to miss things.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm busy today.
So many Tigrex eggs.
Tigrex all day.
And Green Narduka. That is not what I was hoping for.
So would you recommend Ninja Bill the remakes? I really liked the first and the second. Yeah, DMM, we're hyped for Legends Arceus. I know Osprey's got it. He's ready for it.
I mean, I might not be able to get it.
Oh yeah, we'll figure something out. I've mostly been playing Skyrim, AE, and ESO. I don't know the acronyms. I don't know that I'd play through the whole Mass Effect trilogy again. I lie. I probably would play through the whole trilogy because, as much as I was bummed out by the ending of the third game, I thought they did a really good job with the DLC that came out after it ended.
I never got a chance to play the DLC. The problem I had with Mass Effect 3 was it just felt like a despair fest.
It is definitely a downer. Do we have
I don't remember if we have one. Let's go take a look.
Anniversary Edition? Gotcha. Elder Scrolls Online? Gotcha, Ninja Bill. That makes sense.
Let's see if we have a Toby Kadachi before it's time to go, since it's already 8:30 your time.
Anniversary Edition. They came out with so many Skyrim editions. I think the one I got was like Special Edition, and that still came out like, I don't know, 5-10 years ago or something.
Alright, so hatch the green nugget. Oh. We're out of room in our stables.
Speaking of despair, is there anyone who's a fan of Danganronpa here? I'm not a big visual novel person. I know what it's about, but it's just not my speed of game. Oh, Ninja Bill, that sucks that the anniversary edition is so buggy. That's frustrating.
Oh, and I am just about to put a link in to the GoFundMe.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Drop that in. And so, yeah, like I said earlier, in general, we have our big Extra Life fundraiser. We have a more specific one that we are plugging as a squad. This is to help our friends Osprey and the Atomic Fox, who have found themselves in a very tight financial position. You've got a source of income, it's just delayed. So anything that anyone has to give is greatly appreciated. And I'm gonna hit that link myself to take a look.
I will go ahead and put this in the Arbitrary Hero server. In general. And just that's in there, so in case anybody who's watching the stream but can't click on it like right now and wants to look at it later can do that.
And we'll have more announcements about it as we get things organized. To cover this stopgap, I've got some ideas. There might be some specific giveaways and things like that to encourage donations. So we'll keep an eye out for the future, for the near future as we figure things out.
Yeah. So it's definitely been a rough few months. We've been kind of just trying to. We've been kind of going through from one fix to another as far as trying to find solutions, and we were so close, but Lyft pulled a stunt where basically you're like, oh, we can't confirm your identity with your name change because for some reason didn't believe the background check that passed. Oh, the DMV check and the third-party company background check were complete.
Yeah. It's a series of shitty decisions on behalf of a large corporation.
Yep. And then for some reason today I was supposed to pick up the car and then for express drive and got told, oh, sorry, we have to reschedule you for next Tuesday. It's like, cool, that doesn't pay the bills. So but I think we're at a pretty good stopping point today since Cameron, you said you needed to go.
Yeah, I gotta take Ollie out before it gets too late.
Alright. Well, and be sure to stay warm since you said it was, what, 16 this morning?
Yeah, it's getting cold right now.
Yeah, stay warm, all that stuff. Thank you everyone for hanging out and watching, and we will see you all next time.
Thanks for hanging out, everyone. And yeah, we'll post everything about the GoFundMe on all the social media, so don't worry about it, just in case you missed it.